I'm gonna roll a d4. I got a 4. So, Chris the Younger, what happened last time?
So basically what happened,
Like taking a quiz.
I put you on the spot.
Yes, you did.
Weird broad strokes, all the weird things that happen that come to your mind. It doesn't form a coherent story, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. You fought a carpet that turned out to be a devouring meat monster, right?
Yeah.
What else? You rode zombie horses underground for like 12 miles.
And one of the zombie horses did survive while the other broke.
Right. Yeah, at the end of the journey, most of the zombie horses simply fell apart. You discovered... Oh, go ahead.
Then we met a cockroach man.
Yeah.
I know it's weird, cockroach man. And then he has a cool hat, and then we went to defeat the meat monster.
And yeah, and the carpet, what was actually some kind of maw, kind of living maw that had burrowed itself into the suite of the last one in, which is a subterranean tavern ran by Uruvok the Roachman. It had burrowed a hole in one of the suite's floors and appeared like one of the carpets. When it rose up, it also revealed that there was a cache of many adventurers it had devoured. One of the most important things you found was a ring. And so that's where you all have been. It is now no log. We're not going to start the day before. No, we will. We'll keep that convention. So it's no log the 3rd on Moon Day. And you don't know what the weather is. Now, I'll move you over here. What you have seen for the past several weeks.
So just so everybody knows, I put the map of the area we're in called the Gut on Otherworld Adventures in Discord too, if you want to look at it.
Thank you, Jay.
Do you draw this?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, wow. You should see the other things he's posted in Otherworld Adventures.
Looks good.
Yo, map, we're screwed. I don't know what we do.
Yeah, we all take it for granted at this point, but it's an incredible luxury and a wonderful asset.
Okay.
So you adventured for about 3 or 4 days. So for the past 3 nights, you have spent your time here. And the last one in, many strange beings have come and paid Uruvok in various currencies and have been served food. You're not sure where the food comes from, but it seems almost tailored to the tastes of the creatures receiving. Those big hulking things with glowing eyes and matted fur have since departed. Tonight, in the last one in, you can see that there are 3 gigantic, probably 10 foot tall or so, lizard beings stooped over, stressing the load-bearing, the weight of this rickety old wooden bench. They seem to be playing something like cards, and they have buckets of some sort of large, slimy object that they're using as weight. And for the past 3 nights, you wished, perhaps, that the smell, the stench of death, of decay, of old stone, of the smells of the underworld that you've come to know, that you would smell them again, but unfortunately, you have not smelled that. You wish that it could smell bad, but instead it sits on the edge of something bad and something unknown. You, the player, would know this to be a combination of maybe chemicals, just as if you were in a cheap motel. But you, the character, your character, would say that it's just not quite bad enough to be a stench and not good enough to be natural. And you have sat in that for now 3 days, making your plans to go even further into this maddening place. And Uruavok, sorry, your character's not here. I don't know why I put that token there. Uruavok asks Magnus at some point to come over to the bar. He motions for Magnus on the night of the 3rd.
Yes, I'll walk over. Oh, what is it, my friend?
Hello. And he has, like, you know, the arms that, like, bolster him up onto the countertop, and then arms above that. He crosses his hands and he says, I wonder if I give you some payment, if you might take care of a matter.
And the matter is?
My bathroom. It's been occupied for a long time, but I see someone. Strange garb and hat. Statue that is there. I wonder if you might take a look at it. It would be nice to have the middens back.
So you'd like us to just go over and take a look at the statue?
Yes, fix my middens. I'll give you 100 gold. And by the way, Father Bloombad, he gave you, I can't remember how much it was, 50 gold back, because you solved the problem. So. And no one has to subtract anything, because he promised, except for the past 2 nights. So everybody should subtract 20 gold pieces. The food that you receive here is tasty, and the ale good.
I still gave him 50 to not talk about it.
Not talk about it, right? But yeah,
Right.
take the other 50. So he points to this door.
Very well then. Since we've nothing better going on at the moment, and we had planned to strike out soon anyway, I'll go speak to my companions. I nod. So he offers us 100 gold to go and inspect his bathroom for him.
Say that again?
He says there's a statue in his bathroom. It's been there for a while.
Maybe we just break it into pieces and carry him out.
Well, that's one option. I glanced down at my wand.
Is this what our lives are bringing us now? I yearn for the days of being on the council of Caden's Rest and not a bathroom cleaner.
My friend, everything we do here is to the benefit, to the good of the entire region. We must keep that in mind as we proceed further into this unknown.
I suppose, but it's becoming increasingly janitorial, and I'm not trained for such things, and not really interested either. But lead the way, Magnus.
100 gold is 100 gold, my friend.
Everybody's going to the bathroom together.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I
Not
think
a bad
Flanagan's
idea
kind of lingering at the back. He's kind of like, whatever.
You see Magnus toying with his wand, one of his wands, a one made of stone and sort of looking ancient and pockmarked.
Okay. As you cross this table, you can see once you get closer that these lizard people, they have these a band across their head that connects down to their neck, and it has like an opaque covering over the bulbous eyes. Again, you, the player, would know those to be goggles. I don't know what your character thinks. It's this band with an opaque covering, like black glass, and
On all of them?
yes, on all
All
of
three
them.
of them? Okay.
Yeah, and one of them turns towards you, and it has a long, sinuous tongue that flops out and then just scrapes, licking along its face. You can see that inside of the buckets are these kind of squishy red-pink things, and you think maybe like oysters or something, but as you get closer, you realize they're buckets of tongues. And creak open the doors.
Are they speaking any language that that I recognize?
Yes, actually, you because you speak the serpent tongue, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. They you hear they do assume that you are unable to understand them as you pass by. You hear them saying that they will make their ways into the tunnels to serve their lady on the other side.
Their
Sir
lady.
on the other side.
And here along the tunnel, you see a pile of old refuse. Whatever is trash and stone has become indistinguishable with webs of old cobwebs, the sort that you would know would just disintegrate if you even touched them. There's an old wooden door, a kind of shanty door, parts of it missing. You can see just into the darkness beyond. There's some sort of room or cavern beyond the door.
Okay.
Is this the door?
That is the door.
Okay. Well, Flanagan, good sir.
All right. I guess this is my lot in life, I suppose.
Or shall we have a look at it first, just to be safe? I feel as though it's probably not terribly dangerous itself, but
Yeah. You know what? I'll just open it. It's a bathroom, for God's sake. And I'll just open the door.
Sold. It creaks on the narrow and flimsy wooden hinges, and on the other side you do see a double set of middens holes, crap holes. Some of them covered by debris. One of them, however, has a man, but a statue of a man in robes and a hat. You see me wearing, stooped over it in a kind of thinking man's pose.
Well,
fascinating.
There's a statue in here.
What is he equipped with?
I don't know. What is he equipped with, Nick?
That's visible.
He would have a robe, a hat. I haven't seen my character sheet, but I do believe he just had a robe.
Did I mess this up? Let me look.
Is there like a satchel or?
You have a staff and a bag of darts.
Okay.
There's a backpack. All of this is stone as well.
Well, might as well try this thing out, eh?
Yeah, I will. I'll throw a quick improvised gag across his mouth so he can't cast a spell.
Huh. Okay.
You were talking about smashing the chest on the other ones that we saw in those teleporters, Boombad. I wonder if we should shatter all of his gear before we do this.
Well, we outnumber him, so I mean, we could probably.
I say,
I'll hold my spear ready.
I say we give the poor man a chance.
Right. Yes. Probably fine.
So I will look carefully at the wand, and then close my eyes to call to mind what I've studied, and then aim it at the statue and say the appropriate words. Mumble them quietly to myself.
When you cast the spell, you can feel almost your hand begin to change, but controlling this magic, you're able to. your wand becomes flesh, and then it like starts to almost like a match or like a fuse. It starts to become stone again, like slowly, and you can see from head, starting at the hat, slowly moving down, it all becomes fabric and flesh. You see eyes now. Oron, you have been awake all of these 500 years and have only seen darkness.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you become flesh again, and you see these people standing.
Bloombad, if you would.
Yeah. I'll no funny stuff, no spells. We just turned you back into flesh. So
I'll hold my spear up to his throat.
yeah, I'll remove the gag.
Guess these people
Occupied, hardy adventurers. An adventurer indeed must be bold to enter a privy after me.
Well, indeed, we were paid 100 gold to do it.
How long have I been in here? It's been dark for so long. Does anybody know? Has it been mere hours, a day?
What year do you think it is?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember.
You probably would have a reckoning. What would the British Romans have used before it became Christianized?
It'd be better to ask him who was emperor.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know what reckoning of year the British Romans would have even used.
Yeah, probably whatever you would have, it wouldn't make any sense. And anyways, after 500 years, I probably wouldn't remember when I was in here anyways. What year do you say it is?
Let's see. It would be what, Year of the Light, like 800 something?
Well, that's preposterous. That means nothing. I don't even know what that means. I've never even heard of it. This is a prank. This is a prank by my fellow travelers. I'm sure.
Well, whatever it may be, the 100 gold was to help this man clear out his privy. So unless you've any further business, would you like to accompany us to the inn? You can meet the man himself.
I feel like I am in need of stretching my legs, and my throat is parched.
Ah, yes. Well, we'll happily pay for your ale or wine. Or...
Gentlemen, thank you. And lady.
What's your name, sir?
Oren. That I do remember.
All right.
Although I have forgotten my manners, pardon me.
My name's Flanagan. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, maybe at this point, even though we are kind of in a dark toilet, this is still everybody describe your characters at this point.
Well, Father Bloombad's light illumines all.
Yes, that's true.
So Flanagan is a kind of a plain-looking country boy type. He looks a bit pallid, like he's been sick recently. He's got kind of dark circles under his eyes, but he's thin and wiry. He's carrying this long, dark spear. It's kind of a twisted shaft and this sharp black blade at the end. And he's wearing a black snakeskin cloak. And notably, if you don't notice it right away, you will eventually. He has gloves over his hands, and his fingers are too long and kind of wide. He uses them kind of, they flex differently than fingers should.
My character is named Cameron. He is 19 years old, and he is short for his age and quite thin. He has this leather armor, and he carries this bow, across his chest. And he is like palish. To describe how his skin looks, but he looks like he's ready to go anywhere.
What about Father Bluebed?
Yes, I am Bob, and I'm clean shaven. I'm wearing a shiny plate mail. I got a glowing holy symbol on my chest, and a symbol of the light painted onto my shield, and I have a mace.
Nick, you would be familiar with the faith of and symbol of the light. This is something that has not changed. Let's see, is similar to mixtures of Celtic Christianity and paganism. So that's something that you would recognize. Let's see here.
And Magnus has a long shock of messily ponytailed, mostly gray hair and a beard that's much the same, and a rather sort of intent look on his face most of the time, but not as though he's paying attention to what's going on around him, but thinking about something else. And is wearing some loose robes and well-traveled clothes and etc. And he's got with him Locken, yeah.
Oh yeah, Locken.
Who is I don't know, Ross Locken.
He looks like a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks creepy. And speaking of looking creepy, there's
50.
also they all look kind of creepy. One thing they hadn't noted is they all wear these dark black snakeskin cloaks. Most of them.
Magnus's.
Yeah, and then you see a man who looks at you very what's the word? An emotionless expression, as if you were just some other thing he found in the dungeon. You can see calculations streaming behind his eyes as he's trying to figure something out. You denote a hypervigilance. All the little proprioceptors and all the little hairs along his neck and ears, you can see that his senses just encompass everything about him as some kind of radar. What about Oron?
Oron is probably fairly stereotypical. He's got the hat. He has a green cloak that is not terribly worn. He has a staff and he has a bag with him. He's not very worn down. He doesn't look like he's seen a lot quite yet, probably in comparison to your group. He is, I would say, eager for knowledge, as you can probably find out, and he's quite confused as to what's happening.
All right. Well, if you accept their offer, I'll drag you all back in here. And,
Well, let's go. Yeah, they're all nice enough.
We cleared your blockage, sir.
Good. Here. Takes a bag, 100 heavy gold coins. Now that creates a bunch of interesting situations that I won't go over tonight, but there is the matter of if you want to hold a room for storage, which is a thing we haven't done for some time. As it stands, you don't have any. During coins on you. And then, any other things that you would prefer to leave here from treasure last time. The other thing of note is there is, in the winter, you face about 5 days of travel if you were to try to get back to Caden's Rest, because it takes about 3 days of travel via using the towers and the caravans to get back to the village. And then the other thing is that you have the pathway, which is about 2 hexes, which is 2 days travel on foot, and you no longer have a complement of zombie horde. So just as something to keep in mind about how far you are from home. That does not mean you can't end the session at Caden's Rest, but you have 2 days time between now and the next.
Well then, let's see. Let's at least map out as much as we can, and get enough information to form a real plan for next time, or for whenever the next time we come back is.
What do you think about talking to these lizard folk and the cockroach and getting a bit of info?
I can try it. I'm the only one who speaks their language, I think.
Is that true?
Unless anyone else speaks Serpentine.
Okay, and the cockroach speaks our language, though, right?
Yeah.
I assume so.
Yeah. Okay. Because he might have information as well.
Okay. So.
Oh yeah. Let's try him first. Let's go and I'll talk to Uravak.
Okay. Uravak is tending the bar as you approach. Is there something else that I can get for you?
Well, my friend, we simply want to know what there is to know about the surroundings. We're very new here. Just recently arrived, as you know. Hey, wonderful.
It is none other than I returned. Hope you're all well. Sorry to...
Yeah, just in time.
Hi, Richard.
It sounds like you would have more to tell me.
Well, we've no idea what lies that direction. I nod my head over to Dungeon East.
Oh.
We came from the west on horses made of bones. People seem to be coming here from other places. Where do they come from?
Well, there are caverns that way. Points the way that you came. There are caverns that way. I have not been there since I hatched.
Have you heard anything from people who do come from those places?
Oh,
to
sure.
That way, to the east?
Yeah, and I think since you've made it this far, why don't you roll a D100?
Who's going to do your go, I guess, Magnus?
What'd you get?
Well, that's crazy because the dice say 98, but the chat says 11.
It's definitely not.
Yeah, it is
Definitely
weird.
not.
So I don't know.
11's more interesting, so I'll give you that one.
Let's go with that one. Yeah. Just gonna try that again. That one worked correctly. Guess the animation just got stuck or something.
I haven't left this place since I was a hatchling, but I suppose what you really want to know is what this place is. Who built it?
Well, that would be helpful. Of course, what we really want to know is there anything worth investigating?
Mostly, I don't ask, as you know, the past few days, what people's business are, but they come from the caverns beyond, which comb and spiderweb their way out in every direction, pouring through the earth as if lured by many serpents. Long ago, I was hatched, and I came here, took this bar. It's mine. Mine! You see him, like, look off in the distance about something. Ah. And then they travel on through that one tunnel that way. And that is what people come here for. But I have heard things. Not many of your kind come here. Most people are traveling through. Like those over there. And he points toward the serpent people. I have heard that this entire complex, the stone that was built here to last eons, was built by some Promethean force of order before all things existed. And that evil took it, changed its inhabitants forever. Their armies march through. That has been many of the times, seasons,
Years?
centuries. Now, Oron, you would know a little bit about that. You followed such forces to try to retake this place and were lost down here. That's how you ended up where you were.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen signs of old temples and chapels of light that have been defaced, and that continues onwards to the east too. And I guess, well, it's fascinating. It's a huge complex down here. Then
it is as large as the world above.
Well, we'd have to walk a lot more of it to know that. What can you tell us about our friends over there?
I don't speak for my guests. Maybe you should join them. But I will say, they are what, in this tongue, are called basilisks.
I see.
They are permitted to be here as long as they cover their faces.
Ah. Interesting. Perhaps I shouldn't talk to them, but I can't resist. Thank you. Does he? I'll go over and I'll ask them what they're drinking.
You asked the Uravok, or you asked them?
I ask Uravok what they're drinking.
It's dream acid. It's taken from some of the pits and the bogs and mires that are here further on.
I see. I suppose it would be polite to bring them a mug of it?
1 gold.
Done.
All right. He brings out a apparently earthenware insulated, what looks like a pot. It gives off a horrible smell. It looks like a mixture of hydraulic fluid and battery acid and swamp.
I'll carry it over. At least 2 of them. Help you out.
I'll grab.
Everybody's.
I'll go with you.
Right.
Yeah, we'll. How many of them are there? There's 3, so we'll get 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be beside you anyways, Magnus, in case something happens.
Only Magnus knows how to speak this language. It does sound like a bunch of like hisses and slurping noises. And when you approach, they look at you all, and this one right here his tongue flies out of his mouth and slaps around his face a little bit out in front of near you, and says, "Would you like to play a game?" Come on,
And you hear-
join us. Add to the wager.
You hear Magnus utter this simultaneously somewhat guttural and somewhat hissing, sometimes even slightly screeching noise out of his mouth in response to whatever it is that they're doing and hissing. Very polite of you to offer. Would you care for a beverage? I'll direct, Flanagan to
Down the mug.
They've got big reptilian, like, what do you call it, bifurcated. They've got like two talon-like nubs and then like a semi-imposable one, and they take the cup greedily, and one of them just says, "Thanks."
How does the game work?
You want to get the right cards.
Interesting.
We'll deal a set of 5 cards, and you place your wager. Whoever wins the highest card on a round loses one of the wagers.
I think now is not a great time for me and my companions, as we intend to explore the tunnels eastward. What can you tell us?
We are on opposite sides of this war, human. We see you out in those tunnels. We'll add to our games. He takes the bucket and puts it out onto the thing of tongues jiggles in the bucket when he puts it up on the table.
I'll heft my gold pouch and jiggle it and say, "As shall we."
I also laugh and curse. That's great.
And I'll raise, whatever wine goblet or something, and then make our farewell. They issued a threat, said if we run into them in the, they offered us to play a game with them. I declined, and they say they'll kill us if they see us out in the outside.
No one out here is neighborly, it seems. It's very tragic.
Well, it's kind of an interesting phenomenon that this place should exist. I wonder what would happen if people were to attack each other in here.
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't.
I shoot a sideways glance at the extremely tall roach man and glance back to Magnus.
Yes, there's clearly some power here.
No, using the restroom isn't great either. You're taking your life. I'm starting to believe the whole 500 years thing you've been talking about. There was not a roach man here before, or talking basilisks.
I apologize.
When I went
I think it's more like 200 years, but that's still what's 300 years. And on the
At some point, you're splitting hairs.
Magnus, you remember the nature of our good friend Odo Bristleback. He was able to maintain that small pocket of peace by force of arms and his strength. I suspect we should regard Urvok with similar trepidation.
Oh, I do. I think it would be foolish to cross him, as he's our only safety down here.
Yeah, that's for
Also,
sure.
I confess I like him.
We've no cause to dislike him as yet.
Okay, so Magnus, are there any plans, schemes, ideas, preparations that need to be made before you attempt to conduct this expedition on the 4th of Norlog?
I guess everybody make sure you've got whatever spells you feel you'll need. It looks like it promises to be a good old dungeon crawl.
Yep.
And into what I hope is what looks like brand new territory. So
yeah,
caution is advised.
You should all subtract 20 gold from your inventory, except for, of course, you, Nick. You would not. And if you want to have a place to store your goods, or you want to leave anything that you are not carrying on your person that you've already brought, you will need to purchase gold or purchase a room.
Yeah.
at least for one
How much? So what does the suite get us?
The suite is 50 gold per night.
Okay.
So the difference is that the suite is a suite. It has a nice, luxurious bed and carpet, single occupancy. The other rooms have 2 beds, so you could double them. They have a wooden table and a nightstand.
Does the suite have it storage? I mean, is it?
You could store things in any of them reliably.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and plunk down for the suite before anybody else pipes up.
Yeah, okay.
And we did not update to level 2 of my character, so
Oh, I
from
apologize. Roll a d4. Let's see how many hit points you get.
Is it D4 for thieves?
Is
Mhm.
It's for D&D. Must
They
be.
start small and they advance quickly.
Well, I say it must be, but then I suppose initially they didn't have funky dice.
4.
6, but 4. Nice. You got max hit points, so you got you now.
That is auspicious. That is good luck.
Nice. What could go wrong now?
Oh, jeez.
To be eaten
Well,
immediately.
never mind.
I did vegan chicken patties last night, so that's probably what it is.
Nice. Very fortunate.
I don't think there's anything else that's super important. Your thief skills are the only time this will become really important is if you try to climb a wall, because you have a very good chance of succeeding at that. The others, I will bring up the thief page.
I could type it up on in Discord if you can read it, Chris.
Yeah, and that's fine too
Let me
if you want to put it
Discord
in. No
it.
stress.
Sure.
Yeah, Discord. Okay, I'll just type it up. What the
Okay.
second level stuff is.
You're a saint, Chief.
All right. So that's the only thing that, big difference is just you have those hit points now. All right. Well, actually, there's no attack bonus. I just want to check, right? Not at level 2. You have to get like level...
No, but they do get a better saving throw, which is also
okay.
potentially life-saving.
No, that is huge.
From 15 to 14.
Thank you. Good point. And yeah, we'll lower that down to 14. There you go. All right. If that's it, the night can pass. And when you come out the next day, your serpent friends are gone. But Uruvok is here, seemingly sleepless.
All right. Well, let's just get out of here.
Yep.
All right.
So
Interestingly,
on the map we've got. Go ahead.
oh, well, I was just going to note that something else that's weird is exploration begins right here at the tavern in this case. So just let me know where you want to go.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's 2 different routes. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's the north and then the southeastern routes.
Yeah, we're gonna go out the southern door and then turn east.
Does that sound good to everybody? That's
I'm along for the ride. You save me. Wherever you say go,
okay.
that's where Warren goes.
I just trust your judgment completely.
Foolish young man, but I appreciate that.
You can see a place here. It's clear that this structure was built at some point, almost as if this must have been above ground, but not. What I mean is that these structures were placed; they were constructed, but they meet the. There's no like cavern ceiling or anything. It just goes from floor to ceiling. 15 feet above you. There's a niche here.
This goes to the rooms.
Yeah, there's no door or anything. You can see where there's some debris. Otherwise, it bends on into the darkness.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Or do you want to check the northern route? I don't know. I don't know if it matters.
I'd just like to see what we know, what we can find out about this one.
Okay.
All right.
Does anyone have a light spell prepared?
No.
I do not.
Then don't worry about it. It was just a passing fancy. I was going to propose we illuminate a sling stone or arrow.
I'll describe what you see around you here as you continue on for some time. In fact, maybe quite some time. Let me take a quick look here. This presents an interesting problem. You travel along this stone corridor. In fact, for what I'm about to say, it's probably worth it. It goes on. You travel for 5 minutes. Travel for an hour. Travel for 5 hours. This stone corridor that's 15 foot high and something like 30 feet wide goes on and on. Beyond the edge of the continual light of Father Bloombad's holy symbol. After about 3 hours travel, you can see the darkness ahead of you, darkness behind you. What do you do?
We continue.
Right. This.
I have gotten people killed before, but they were NPCs.
Whomst among us?
Actually, no. Wasn't I the caller when your last ranger?
My predecessor?
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't really think that one was your fault.
I try not to let it haunt me.
All right. You all travel for 6 hours total along this corridor. The darkness continues on indefinitely ahead. Now, definitely behind. 6 hours. The light from your holy symbol, Father Bloombad, it's just continual, right? It doesn't go out. Okay. So yeah,
Yes.
so you don't have to worry about running out of light or anything. But it is now probably something like 2 p.m. local time. You're not really sure, but it's been a long time, like afternoon. In terms of
Have our legs detected any, like, the stress of having gone uphill for a while or downhill for a while? It's like a different feeling.
Good question.
Like, even if at a mostly imperceptible, just wondering if there's a chance to see, or if it matters, or if it doesn't change at all, which would also be interesting.
As far as you can tell, the elevation doesn't seem to change for
Okay.
I sort of whisper, because I feel awkward speaking at at a normal voice in these halls. My instinct is simply to continue. Do you all agree?
I think we might as well. I mean, last time we went for a day. I mean, we might as well commit now. I don't know how long did it take to walk to the coast above ground. Like we
About a
must be
week.
getting close. A week, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well continue then. I guess we're gone this far.
Yes, I agree. We have supplies. Onward.
Do you travel at a normal hiking movement rate, or do you try to do like a forced march, like a speed?
Normal. Keeping our wits about us, not expending unnecessary energy.
Okay. Is anyone at base movement rate below 9? I believe that's the base movement rate for the group. I I think everybody's at 9. Nobody's carrying extra stuff, bringing Father Bloombad below 9, right?
I mean, no, I
It
don't
would be
think so.
Flanagan or Bloombad, I think.
Yeah, not me. No,
Okay.
I'm still 9. Yeah.
All right. If that's the case,
I'm at 9.
You travel for another 6 hours.
Yikes.
We will have had to have camped sometime during that.
Well, you reach now the limits of your legs and back. And along this corridor, Algar, roll a d6.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 4,
Algar,
which I'll have you know, is not a surprise.
indeed. Algar, ahead of you, you hear cackling, chittering voices. Now, you recognize, you've heard voices like these before. Well, actually, I suppose maybe you haven't.
Not in this life. Perhaps in another.
Not in this life, yes. Well, anyways, there's something ahead. A lot of them. A dozen or so. And they're coming your way.
I pause and alert. I pause a moment and I turn to Flanagan and Magnus and I say, ahead of us there is something coming. I'm not sure what. It sounds alive and manifold.
How wide is this? Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's a good question. How wide are we?
I'm going to say this is 15 foot tall and 30 feet wide.
Okay.
Everyone, something's coming. Prepare yourselves. I'll pull up my spear right away, and I'll ask. What is Chris the Younger? What was your character's name again? Cameron, right? Cameron, come to my side here. Get your spear out.
I dash right to his side and taking my spear out, right in the fight.
Locken knocks an arrow.
Okay.
And yes, we shall engage.
Yeah, I cast my bundle of sticks on the ground just in case.
We may not need to resort to violence, but it seems all too likely. Few of the things we see down here will be amenable to discussion.
Yeah.
And better to look fierce and if we wish to be taken seriously as potential conversation partners.
All right. You can hear them coming all the way as you stop. They keep coming. Their own. They have no lights. They start shuffling quicker to come close to you. They stop at certain points, and you hear them. Jabbering to themselves for a moment, and then they start to continue on towards you. What do you do? Once they come into view, what do you do? They're at 60 feet.
Are they hostile looking?
I don't think it's possible to know what these things' intentions are.
Okay, well, then I'll cast Web. Or no. Yeah, Web. Web.
Okay. You cast Web. You do that. They're caught in a web. You hear them screaming now. Makes a lot of noise.
Well, let's get up there, and I'll just start running up towards the web.
Oh, okay.
Before they get out. Go ahead.
All right.
Now
I speak out.
Oh, go ahead.
I cry out in Indian on a hunch. Stand aside and let us pass.
They don't seem to speak Indian. Instead, they just and they're these little, like 3.5 feet tall, 4 feet tall, humanoid things. They're all.
Does it happen to be Drunic or Serpentine?
No. Yeah, and they're all thrashing in these webs. They have sharp teeth. They bear at you. Feral display of hatred after being trapped here. They assume that you will kill them. You see that they assume that this is a life or death matter. Probably is, isn't it? So for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
Do they look
just
like-
put them to sleep?
Yeah, they're creatures of the underworld.
Well, just I don't know.
they look they all look very different. So like some of them have like a big lumpy double-sized one portion of their face, and the other size is diminutive. Some of them have big hunching shoulders and look like they could lope with little legs. They all just like little mutated olive-skinned snotling things.
Do they look like goblins or kobolds that we've encountered before?
Yes, you have seen these creatures before. Well, it looks like the ones you've sailed with. Actually, you sailed with you know the goblin pirates. Look like those things.
Well,
Except feral.
I don't know. Does it just feel right just killing these things all tied up like this? Why don't we just walk past and let them be?
I agree. We'll move on if we can.
You all
I
know
mean, they may just pursue us.
You know these
Unfortunately,
tunnels better than I do. Are they making so much noise though? They're going to draw something bigger.
they are making a lot of noise, and what's worse is your feet. You are exhausted. Traveled.
I'll cast sleep.
Okay. Are you gonna camp out next to this web of sleeping feral things?
Well, I mean,
Wow.
What's what? Oh, you can fall asleep.
Two of them.
You want me to
anybody-
cast? We can finish them off.
Can anybody speak to these things? I mean,
They
we're
don't
in a
s-
different world here. This is we're not going to meet any friendly folk walking by. I wonder if there's a way to.
Do you speak common? I say.
Well,
They don't speak the tongue of they don't speak the tongue of elves. I tried giantish. They don't speak the tongue of the giants.
I speak to them loudly. Do you understand me?
Your voice echoes down the endless halls. Me.
Oh, I can speak them Waldish.
I pull
We
up
mean
my yeah, go for it.
We mean you no harm. Be at peace.
What is
But
it
I
that you
don't know
say?
if they-
What language?
It's in Waldish.
Woldish. That's common. So yeah, that's
So probably
Oh.
not.
Take more language classes.
Magnus,
Yeah.
perhaps try the demon tongue.
So much.
I'll try. I will say something in Drunic, and I'll say, silence at once.
your voice echoes in something that you all feel neurons in your brain be pulled apart. One of you feels a drop of blood dribble off out of your nose. That they do shut up, and they're terrified. One of them's whimpering, and you smell urine.
Oh.
I will enslave you all now.
You say that
Do
in
they?
Drunic
Yeah.
as well?
Yes.
That's probably how you say hello in Drunic, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyways, they don't know how to speak Drunic. It's clear to you.
Okay. Dang.
Well,
Some sort
we
of-
got a bit of a conundrum here. We're in a world of things like this that we used to just kill every time we saw them, but now we're gonna get like these people. This is their home. I mean, they're still awful little beings, but we're gonna be just slaughtering everything we find down here. We might come in on their wives and children down the road here. I mean, I guess we got to do what we got to do here. Is that right?
That's right.
I'll give you a mechanical alternative. Just glancing at it here. An alternative to that is you could try to attempt a forced mark. But if something happened, you would be, exhausted.
Well, I think it's just out of character. I think it's really interesting. Like there's still these awful creatures, but we're in their realm now too, right? And how much are we gonna have to play by their rules? And what's gonna happen if everything we meet this is it feels like a highway to me of these beasties. So
Well, look, the duration on this web is 8 hours, so let's just set up camp right here.
Yeah, let's just kill like a couple hours, recover, then go on a bit longer.
We can. I mean, the duration's 8 hours. We can stay here the whole
Take
time.
an 8-hour break.
Ha!
And then
Right.
when it ends, we'll just threaten them and make them march in front of us.
I'm gonna put cloth in my ears, and if they don't shut up,
No, they already shut up. Remember, I terrified them.
If they're gonna, okay, yeah, we'll see. If they stay quiet for 8 hours, sounds like a great idea.
They're afraid now because there's some sort of scouting party or something like that. And then as we walk towards wherever they came from, they're going to be emboldened. As far as
Right.
as far as I see, this is pretty straight. There's not a lot of branching paths.
Not yet.
So we're going to be walking in the direction they come from. I'm not sure having them in front of us is going to help us when they start calling out for help.
Well, I was merely trying to appease the consciences of my companions. I mean, my preference would be far more straightforward.
No,
If we can't make peace with them, then we should end their suffering.
I will
yeah,
say,
I'm not saying I've got a conscience about this. I'm just saying we might be preparing to do a lot of slaughtering,
We
sleeping
could be
creatures and
bickering
webs.
about this more or less indefinitely. I recommend we put it to an out of character vote just so that we can move forward.
I take a spear and go push it through one of their necks then.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I agree with the vote. Let me add one more mechanical clarification. Yelling at them and berating them in a demonic tone to terrify them and invite the powers of chaos to rip through the vein of reality here in this dark, endless hole is a way to scare them into submission for 8 hours if you continue to do that. Just want to clarify.
Well, hopefully it doesn't require max volume. Hopefully a whispered, sort of a more of a gritted teeth stage whisper will be sufficient.
If you terrorize these beings in demon tongue for 8 hours, it will work. I just want to mechanically clarify that.
Let's just kill them. I don't want to hear you, mate, talking like that anyways. I'd rather kill them than listen to that.
Me
My
too.
nose is bleeding last time you did it. I don't want
My apologies.
Well, a vote then, just very simply
Okay.
easily here.
I vote for death.
Death.
I vote death.
Death.
Stabby.
Death.
Well, at this point, I might as well vote death.
It's what we do.
We sleep by their corpses.
Yeah, you do.
I will have to
Put down the road. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, another argument would be that perhaps they'd make a good alarm. Like if we camp and they see that we're not doing anything to them, they're not gonna continue to yell all night.
You're saying go back the way you came a little bit for just 30 minutes and just wait there, and then you have an alarm.
Yeah, and then if some monster comes from the way they came,
that
they're gonna
changes
start screaming and crying.
That changes my vote entirely.
Let's do that. That's great.
You are an absolute
pro. We want to be
pro.
merciful, and then the cleric's like, "But what if we're not actually? What if we actually?"
Yeah, no. Luvat's the worst. Luvat always has the nastiest ideas.
Or jib.
The light is mankind's oldest ally, not its nicest ally.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. They stay in a web for 8 hours and you rest. Eventually the 8 hours will be up and the next day comes. Let me do a quick check here. That would be... Okay. Interesting. Who is on watch halfway through the night?
I can be on watch. I've been asleep for so long. I'm not really tired.
Okay. Yeah, so we're on roll a d6, please.
My first die roll.
Yeah.
Bum bum.
So this is a surprise check. Alright, you're not surprised. Oren, you hear this chittering every once in a while. Magnus, clambers over there to give another demonic, or actually, no, you don't have to do that. You're far enough away. I'm sorry. So what you do hear them echoing, right? And you realize at some point on your watch that you think they're growing louder. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to wake everybody up. They're coming.
Okay.
Everyone, rouse. Our friends are nearing.
I thought they were.
Yep. Up we go.
They're
Yeah.
coming on.
Okay, so everybody gets up, get your weapons and armor, and it
So
doesn't.
they
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. They should have been. They should have still be constrained, right? For all we know.
That assumption is quickly. It doesn't take long before you hear movement.
Yeah. So somehow they've been freed sooner than they should have, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Eventually, they come into sight. They're very angry.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
boy.
Okay. Oh my God.
They're 60 feet away. This isn't quite right.
Okay.
What do you do?
Agnes. Oh, you don't have web anymore, do you?
Yes, I have one more,
You
and I also have another sleep.
Okay.
And I have a sleep as well.
I assume I'll be able to read from my spells after this, or is this interrupting everything?
If this can be ended just like that, and I'm going to just say, just off the top of my head, if a round doesn't have to pass, then it won't interrupt things. Just go right back to sleep. So
Yeah.
if you can just put them in a web and put them to sleep, it'll work.
Well, I'll put them in.
with like a giant army of webbed asleep goblins as they just you just keep gobbling up the.
Well, I'd love that, but anyway, yeah, web it is then. It's more reliable than sleep in terms of getting all of them if they're still bunched up together like that.
All right, you do that, and they are. Wait, no, actually, does what 20 by 10 feet?
10 by 10 by 20.
No, that won't work. It'll
Well,
get a bunch of them, like a whole bunch, but this is 30 feet across, and that encompasses not the whole area.
Okay.
There's still 5 on each side. That would be untouched.
Well, let's do it. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. That's the best option right now, right?
So I was able
Very
to
solid
get that off before initiative.
Yeah, because they're just coming in a one-dimensional hallway in the dark, right? So yeah,
Okay.
what else could they do? Other than
That's why web is awesome.
indeed. All right.
So initiative then?
Yeah, declare. Now this will interrupt your rest, and we'll look at options afterward. Any spells?
Sleep.
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 Sleep. Okay.
Okay.
I cast stab.
Stab.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
wait with my spear. I think.
I'll
Magnus,
throw my staff.
roll a d6 for initiative, please. 5 or higher. Oh, they're able to act first. I think this is, by the way, is an outdoor thing, but this is yards. So they're able to rush towards you, but that's it. They make it just that far, but they're not able to attack on this.
Okay. And now okay, I always forget this. Okay. And now it's our turn.
It is your turn.
All right. And you can move and melee, right? Although I'm kind of...
You can move in melee, but you can't cast a spell or fire a ranged weapon.
Okay, these things are 1-hit dice, right?
Yeah.
Now, was anybody firing any missiles? Just to back up.
Yeah, Locken will have fired.
All right, you can go ahead and do that now for the ranged attacks. Cameron, do you want to use your bow, for example?
Where's my meat?
Sure.
Okay.
There is no. Where is the little Algar? I don't see him on the board.
I don't know. I'll add you.
Oh, wait, there he is.
Oh, okay.
I found him.
Great. Yeah, go ahead and roll 2 d20s to hit.
You're talking to me, right?
Yes, for Cameron. So,
I got a 9 and
a 9 in what? Sorry, I missed this.
17.
17. Oh, 17 hits. All right, so you can roll a d6 damage. Three. Damage. Okay. Let's see here.
That's not good.
Oh.
All right. You kill one of them. They run towards you. It's an arrow. All right, and you're now within melee range. So yes, anyone doing a melee attack can do that now.
Okay, I get 5 attacks.
Oh boy.
What's their armor class, Ross? Just to
13.
Okay, so I need a 7 to hit. 5 attacks to hit every time.
Nice.
Check those dice. Let's see if any of them survive after that.
I only get 1 attack, but it's a doozy.
Do 5, 6, 6, 3, 3 damage.
How many total attacks? Sorry.
I hit 5 times and did 5, 6, 6, 3, 3.
Bill, you are a storm with Dark Spear. Dark Spear just like whirls around, and the shadows cast by Father Bloombad's holy symbol, and goblinoid blood washes the walls.
Yeah, I'm just quietly just blocking and stabbing and wading through them.
And then anybody else? We got Father Bloombad. Got a 20 for 3 damage. You killed one Father Bloombad. And Algar? You hit.
Yep, I hit once for 15. I hit AC 15 for 10 damage. Finally, my ranger power comes into full power.
These two are terrified. They're going to have a huge penalty.
Sleep goes off, right?
It is also going to go off, so they, I assume, are just going to fall asleep.
Well, I got 11 of them, which should wrap up the guys in web too, and if plus whatever Orin gets.
All right, Orin, if you want to save your spell, I'll let you do that if you don't.
Okay.
But
I will. Ooh.
yeah, you just see this. Probably you see Flanagan just like start flinging them against the wall and like blood flying everywhere. And
comes in.
Oh,
okay. It's just like.
Yeah.
All right.
This all happens in about 5 seconds, and these things are annihilated.
Flanagan's just covered in sweat, and there's flecks of blood on his face, and he just looks over at everybody and he says, "We got to kill these sleeping ones now." He doesn't even pause, and he just starts stabbing, just with each of them, he's just stabbing them in the necks.
Yeah, and the ones that are webbed and everything.
It's just he's just like mindless brutality with Dark Spear for a few minutes here.
Oh, it's very mindful.
Yes.
Those done a small injury, it is best to treat men either with respect or with great violence. For one done a small injury may reprise, but one done a great injury may not.
I don't understand anything you're saying. Just get back and get some rest, and I'll finish these off.
We do need some rest.
That was really fast, so I'm gonna be Santa Claus and say that didn't.
Oh, look at that! Thank you, Ross.
It was just so fast. Within one round, everything was dead. So
yeah.
So you're
Fantastic.
able to just doff everything and plop over and resume your watches. And a few more hours pass. You try to get some more sleep. It's not like this is good or comfortable sleep.
No.
You get what rest you can. The wizards must contain within their psyche the things that bend and break reality, as well as their own minds, which I believe the book literally says that, if I recall. So, very important that they get their sleep.
Flanagan offers to take the watch after that fight. I'm not going to be able to sleep for a bit anyways, and he tries to clean the blood off of himself, and whatever cloth he's using, it becomes just soaked in blood, and he can't do it all. So by morning, he's still there's still like this rusty smell on him, and stains of blood on his arms now that he just can't deal with. You see it on his face and places that he missed. There's no mirror or anything, so
it soaks through your gloves.
Okay, I'm going to do something which I want to give Flanagan veto power over this, but what I feel like Algar would do is that he would just sort of lick his tongue and sort of gently clean him like a mom cleaning a child.
Thanks. That's enough. That's enough. I mean, wipe it off with a cloth, but don't lick me.
My character just lick their entire hand. Just like,
ugh, no, that's too much.
Yeah.
It just is getting worse. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, you all, the night passes. What do? You just have dead goblin bodies all around you.
Magnets.
These are probably going to
Magnets,
get
you wanna
eaten by a
collect the
gelatinous
tongue?
cube.
Right.
I don't need well, waste not, want not. I'll collect 2 goblin tongues. You never know.
I mean,
You
there
know.
was, you could have a whole bucket full. If you can beat them, serpent.
Oh well, yeah, they were gone. It's more likely that we'll beat them here with magic
Yeah.
and swords.
Stare into the abyss, lest it stare back, etc., etc. Do they
Yes,
have any cash? That's a more pressing question. Do they have like any silver on their person? Like
Yes.
money that's actually money as opposed to insane psychopath money?
Well, yeah, but tongues might be a currency down here.
I don't think they are. I think
I
those
think
people are
it-
just crazy.
I think it is for those basilisks.
I feel like it's like penny anti poker.
Tongues.
I think the idea is amazing, but also you all also are making sense. So both things.
The problem
It's
is,
making sense.
and I say this, I can say this, I think, in character. My friends, it would not do well to grow too used to the ways down here.
Ooh.
Change what?
Yeah,
For we may find ourselves changed as a result. I think it best that, at least in mind and heart, as best we can, we hold on to Caden's rest and the real reason that we come down into these halls.
He speaks wisdom.
Do they have any sort of markings, like a clan or
Yeah.
tattoo or anything on their clothing?
Good thought.
And since you've seen them before, maybe you might recognize something.
Apologize. Let's see here.
It's fine.
All right. Oh, they found something very valuable down here. You search the bodies. It takes you about 10 minutes to search through the gory remains. One of them finds a tiny little lockbox with incredibly precious and rare coins with a mint you have never seen before. Who was it that asked about the treasure as Algar? Algar, good that it is Algar. I don't know if you tell your companions or not, but you suspect that these coins are probably not from this world. However, their value is 10 platinum pieces.
Heyo.
I
That's not
will
bad.
tell Magnus, because Magnus, I suspect, has already sussed out a great deal about Algar. But I will not torment the rest of us with this frankly useless but entertaining knowledge.
Oron, what were you saying? I apologize. You were saying...
Oh, I was asking if they had any sort of markings, any tribal tattoos or anything on their clothing, any rituals.
Yeah, what you don't find tells you something about that. You can search their bodies and you don't find anything like it. Not even their clothes, they're just scraps of clothes. Some of them were even naked. What I mean is that these people were nearly feral, their level of culture.
It's almost a de-evolution of of whatever culture a goblin may have had.
I ask everyone if it's okay with them if I take 2 of these pieces.
Do what you wish with it. Fine with me.
Not for spending, you understand, but they may come in useful in my studies.
Sure.
That's fine.
Before I lose it, I said 10 platinum, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have
Yeah,
written
so
it down in the other world
it would
adventures.
be 8 for treasure purposes, is what I'm saying. Or I could just take my share out of whatever it is. I don't know. I don't want to make people do hard math. I just want to have a couple of pieces for ingredients. Coins from another world. You never know.
It's
So
true.
small, it doesn't bother me either way.
All right, so do you continue on? Do you go back? Do you try to do something else here?
We go on.
Very
Yeah,
well.
why don't we go on?
Mercifully, or maybe not. Oh, actually. Oof. Okay. You travel on for hours and hours and hours in the dark. Until finally, what you think is the better part of the next day, probably be the evening, feet are screaming, back is tired. You begin to finally make out massive cavern ahead. You hear echoes running along. Let me describe what you can see from here.
So Ross,
Yes.
before you go ahead, like we can see the whole map. It looks like here, right? There's no walls or anything.
Let me make sure, because I think so. Yeah, you. So, what you see is you can see snaking cavernous paths, but it
Okay.
like descends down for dozens of feet into the dark. Like there's
Oh, cool.
something down below here. Yeah, this is like Moria, you know, like there's these long stone cavern paths that just break off into chasms on either side. And let's see. How powerful is your light, the continual light?
Hold on.
It's like 120 feet or something. It's crazy.
Uh, 120 feet.
Yeah, to a radius of 120.
Okay. For that reason, everything is.
Cool.
Let me fix that. I can't. So I'm just gonna. So you can see these these winding cavern ways up here, and then 60 feet or so down below, it sort of ramps down. In fact, this one in particular goes down. Okay, see it descending down right here, and then you can see what's down below. I will describe that as well. Let's see. And you don't have to go down there. This is just me describing it. There are flowers, vegetables, and mushrooms. The place down here is a riot color. There are a mixture of strange fragrances that waft up into your nostril through this vertical cavern space. You think you hear a shimmering as if a wind passing. There are 2 flowers that glow. could see two glowing lights, but as you get closer, the light is cast down below. You can see that they are glowing blue flowers. What they appear to be, at least from where you are. You're still up above. And that is what you see. What do you all do? Sorry,
I need to go down.
Just kind of weird.
All right, thoughts?
I need to pick some mushrooms.
Yes, I agree.
We've encountered fungus and poisonous fungus in the past, right?
Mm-hmm. And very loud fungus as well.
Right. Well, I'm a little wary. I don't know if we... Let's just be careful here. How can we get through this without stepping on something that's going to poison us? Any thoughts?
I will take point and I will gently caress every toadstool with the tip of the gold spear, and we will see if it goes mad with rage.
Onward.
Yeah. So where are we trying to get to here?
The only way forward that you can see from up here is to descend down, unless you were to climb the cavern wall, try to go up.
Yeah. So
In
is
that
that what
case,
we're trying to... Go ahead.
No, in role-playing game tradition, once we have identified the path forward, we must check every other path for hidden treasure chests first. Otherwise, we might miss content.
That sounds like me playing every PS5 game.
Exactly so, sir. Exactly so.
So are you suggesting we go down in that pit then?
I'm
Well,
suggesting that first we traverse these.
yeah, I'll
upper
draw the
path.
line I'm suggesting.
Yeah, so let's just have a look at these upper paths first and see if there's anything to see.
It wouldn't hurt getting a better aerial view.
That too.
Okay. You spend the next 10 minutes a turn walking this upper path, looking around. The path seems sturdy, although by walking on it, you can feel the sediment shaking loose, being knocked by your boot falls off the edge 6 feet below and echoing off into the dark. One thing that the change in perspective allows you is that you can identify, which I'm not going to move you again. There are essentially, as far as you can tell without going up, there are 2 exits. The way you came and a tunnel, a cave that goes off down below to the southeast.
Underneath.
So we have to go.
I'm sorry, actually, and then there's another thing. There's a narrow cave passages as well, right here. This is down below.
What about this center one up above here? Center south.
This right here.
This
is like a ramp, a cavern. Like it goes down to the places I'm describing.
Oh, so what's this over here then?
That's what that is. So that I'll kind of draw it here. So if you walk this way,
Oh, that ramps down. I get you.
It goes down to the floor I'm.
Oh, okay. Well.
Okay, let's go down.
Yeah.
Let's follow Algar's suggestion, although I don't really suggest that you touch every one of these things.
When the sediment, you said it was falling from our boot hills down 60 feet below, did we notice anything visible of like, any sort of fungal matter, anything in the air poofing up as rocks fell, anything like that?
No.
Can we see cloud?
Yeah, right.
Color?
Yeah, nothing seems to be hitting anything to knock loose spores. And as you travel down, you can see. So these aren't just mushrooms. In fact, most of them are not mushrooms. They're semi-bioluminescent flora of other kinds. Some of them are mushrooms. There's also weird and alien vegetables, flowers, plants, and 2 of them glow brightly. one right here, and another. The other one. Where's the other one? The other one is in this narrow cave space ahead somewhere.
Not convenient.
Sir, Father Bloombad, perhaps that bundle of sticks might come in handy.
Okay. Yeah, I will cast my sticks on the ground.
I suggest you said the narrow cave opening over here to the northeast. That might be a good spot.
Right. Let me give you some snakes to control.
Ross, where does the ramp from above come out here, down below?
Right here. You can. You
Oh,
can't see
I
it.
see.
Let me move you over here. And
I got you. I got it. That's good. Sorry, everybody. I just like to. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
Algar, you can roll a d6.
Boop.
Give
6.
you all
Couldn't be better.
control. Nice. You hear something shimmering, and you can see something moving along the lights that are like shadows in the distance. There's no wind down here, and plants shouldn't be moving as if being hit by the wind.
11 snakes. 5 of them are poisonous.
All right. If you could keep track of that and which ones are poisonous. Got
Yeah, let me get a piece of paper.
a bunch of snakes here. What do you all do next?
So there's 2 of the glowing flowers. There's one in the open, and there's one off in this cave.
Yeah, there's one in this narrow cavern space, and then you can see one over here.
Well, I think us men of mystery and science could each take one. But I don't want to go off for that other one by myself. So I need somebody with a crazy sword to come with me.
That's what the snakes are for.
Oh, the snakes don't bite us?
No, the snakes are servants of the light, as we are. They recognize their own.
Well, delightful.
It confused me too. Don't be hard on yourself.
It is indeed super weird.
I still don't trust him completely. No offense, Bloombad.
All right. Where do you want him to go, Father Bloombad?
I guess we're going into here, right?
They have night.
I'll have the non-poisonous snakes go first.
You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna stay in the back, and I'm gonna wrap some cloth around my bloodstained cloth around my mouth and my nose, just in case there's some spore action here. Maybe everybody, I recommend you do the same, just in case.
It's a good idea.
Move you all away so that you can see from the snake's eyes. Have this kind of diffused night vision kind of look. They start slithering into this room immediately. Some of these plants come alive angrily. Attack the snake. And you can roll for initiative, Father Bloom.
Okay. Good thing we did that.
Got a 3. All right, you're able to act first.
What do we see?
You can see on the other side of this cavern, this narrow passage, more of these strange plants, and then some that looked almost like trees. The trees seem to come alive, and they're like shambling toward your snakes angrily.
All right. Well, I guess I will direct the snakes to all attack.
All right.
The shamblers.
I wonder if we can we get close enough to Fire arrows to help or anything?
%.
Yeah, you all could
Yeah.
do that.
Let's. But if we move this time, so we can't shoot this time.
Right.
All right. Roll to hit for your snakes.
Okay,
Your
so we'll
target
do
is
the,
ascending armor class 13.
Do the non-poisonous ones first. And then the poisonous ones.
And remember, they should be rolling at a +1 because they got 1 hit die, right?
All right. He passes his save for the poison, but it looks like something like 4, 5, 6 of your snakes hit.
And what did we decide the damage was for them?
Wasn't it just like 1 damage? But
Yeah,
like
that's
to
probably
get-
right.
So probably 6 damage, is it? All right.
Yep.
Let's see, that makes it its turn. One of them's going to move up, and they're both going to attack snakes. Does a, let's see, 13 hit and a 21.
Much. I don't have the snake's stat block.
I'll say that hits. I think that hits. That makes sense. And oh, fascinating. Sorry, this is just so weird. So,
And the GM says fascinating, and followed by you all die.
No, this is so strange. Just wait a second.
Total party kill.
I will just have to figure out what that does later. But here we go. I think both of those hit, so probably 2 of the snakes are just dead.
All right, poisonous or non?
How many poisonous do you have out of your 10 snakes?
6.
6 out of 10?
11 snakes.
11 snakes.
5 and 6.
Okay, so let's just 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4, I got a 2. So 1 poisonous snake and 1 regular snake.
Alright.
Alright, and that brings us top of the round. Any spells? No spells?
Yeah, no, I was rolling initiative.
Alright, spells I'll...
But yeah, no, I mean, there's going to be spell magic missile.
Okay, magic missile. Alright, magic missile is declared, and that's for Magnus. And House wins, you all are able to act first. What do you do? Movement and missiles.
Okay, I'll fire 2 shots at the one of these things on.
Alright, armor class 13 is the target.
Oh, it's 1 hit. You know what, I've got such high.
Nice,
That might
hits and hits. Alright, so with 7 damage, you...
I do another 5 on one of them too.
Okay. You kill the first one.
Okay, phew. Okay, they're not huge, crazy things.
By my calculations, that's 3 hit dice.
Right.
Flintstone for 4.
Alright, 1 for 4. Okay. Any other ranged weapons?
Cameron, are you gonna fire your arrows?
Algar?
Sure. Since I haven't done anything.
I'm just gonna watch for now. See how this is unfolding.
Would that be a roll 6, right?
Roll
1d20 2 times.
Yeah, d20 twice, yeah. You want to get a 13. That hits, and
I got a 19. And
that one. Okay. Alright, the first one hits. Roll a d6. 3 damage. You hit the second one. And, alright, let's see. They don't have a ranged attack. So, the next one would be, the snakes.
Alright. Non-poisonous first. Followed by poisonous.
Ouch.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of the poisonous snakes hit. Looks like 2 of the regular ones hit for 2 damage. Alright. That makes it its turn. And,
When do spells go off in the same phase as melee?
yeah, on the back side of it, yeah, sorry. So you can fire your magic missile, actually. Sorry. 11 damage, you kill it.
I can see one more peeking his ugly head around there.
Yeah, what you see off in the distance is you see more like tree-like things just gently shimmering. They're not moving.
Okay.
You want to run those snakes over there as well, good father?
Yeah.
Okay. You see a bunch of things. Well, you wouldn't see it. The snakes would see it. The snakes can act. There are, looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little ones and 4 big ones.
Oh, geez. So these are like, they're like moving tree things or moving mushroom things?
They look like vibrantly colored moving bushes.
Crazy. Okay. This looks like they're all right. So, I mean, they're not poisoning. Nothing is not spewing any kind of fungus or spores or anything. Then, hey.
Well, there was that thing where Ross said he's going to have to find out later what happens.
I know. That's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah. No, it's not apparent. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should just keep. Go ahead.
Did the snake see anything in this little alcove worth going in there for? It's possible that if they leave, then the creatures will go back to being still. They're only reacting to trespass.
I don't think you would need to probably move up because you can't you're not telepathically linked to them. They will.
Okay.
But you could move up if you wanted to try to do that and take a look inside.
I mean, yeah, we should, honestly.
Yeah, I guess at some point we're going to have to, right?
All right.
I mean, I'd like to get to, yeah. That's about as far as I like to go. Yeah, I'm keeping a distance from the glowing one.
So we weren't.
I'll just drag the snakes to attack the biggest one.
There's a loud humming noise that you realize has been bothering you, and as you get closer, you realize that there are a bunch of glowing blue flowers in here, and they're emitting a humming noise. As you get closer and you see this blue flower, you realize that it does look like a flower, but it looks like it's made of a crystalline substance. You think that anyone you could dupe into buying any gem would spend 2,000 gold on this one crystal, but if you found the right buyer, it might even be worth more. These are very valuable. There are a bunch of them in that room.
Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
We gotta, and then let's go to it. Say no more.
Listen, the rocks are shiny enough.
Actually,
time to get it on.
To clarify, 1,000 gold, the whole lot in here is probably 2.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Did we already roll for initiative, Father?
No.
Snakes?
Oh, Father Bloom. No.
Okay. In that case, let's do just the top of the round here. Declare any spells.
Magic missile.
Magic missile. Okay, and then roll a d6 for initiative. All right, you are able to act first. If anyone is moving, you can move your token. If you're firing a missile, please let me know what the target is. Announce you're firing a missile. Anyone firing a missile?
Yeah, Locken's shooting at.
I missed it too. I'll shoot into the. I'll hit a big one.
A big
The
one?
same one that's the pink one that's being blinked on.
Yeah, that's what I'm pointing at.
All right,
Same here.
the big one.
I'm going to
is-
advance in time with what's his face with Flanagan.
Okay, the big one is ascending armor class 12. No one else is firing a missile. Or
Yeah.
Cameron
into it.
or
Cameron.
I do
or-
11 damage on the big one.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out who is
Sorry,
firing a missile.
sorry about that.
Go ahead and announce if you're firing a missile. You'd say, "Yes, I'm firing a missile. I'm using my sling. I'm hitting this target. I'm using my short bow. I'm hitting this target."
Yes, I'm firing a missile. I am using darts, and I'm going to hit the one in front of us, or
That one
attempt
right
to.
there. That one right there. Ascending armor class 13 is your target. Are you using 3 darts?
Just the one.
Just 1 dart.
they have
Okay.
they have a fire rate of 3.
You could fire
Oh.
3 if you wanted to.
Why not?
All
Go
right.
all in.
Okay. Anyone else firing a missile? No? All right. Okay. Let's see. So I see we got some already here. Miss. And no one else is firing a missile. So, melee. Or actually, they are going to move. They just swarm these snakes. They swarm them. These will all get really close. And then one of them is not able to get in. The rest of them swarm in on the snake. All right. And then snakes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You fired your missile. Okay, 10, 20. Looks like one of them hits.
Yeah. D3. Is there a D3? I only see it go down to 4.
Oh,
Whenever
Okay,
you
you gave me that.
you
You can roll D6.
Okay.
Ross, did you get? I did 11 damage.
No, I did not see that. Oh, okay. You just rolled the damage. Okay.
I rolled. I hit twice and then rolled.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else? Melee. So the snakes.
Looks
Okay,
like Nick's dart did one damage.
A whopping. There you go, gentlemen. Earn my keep.
Yeah.
All right, so 4 non-poisonous attack the big guy to the south. And then the 5 poisonous also attack him.
So let's see. Big guy to the south, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 12 and 5. He is dead.
So they react to poison. That's good to know.
At least this poison.
Yeah, all right, that works. And then let's see, they are going to all attack the snakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them hit. 4. 12 damage, and 4 of the snakes must make saving throw. And I will say that
Ooh, saving throws, eh?
those,
Okay.
one of them is poisonous. I mean, one of the poison snakes is poisonous. While you're working on that, these other 2 are going to attack.
What happens, I mean, to the snake that didn't make its saving throw? Or
Dies.
if 2 of them didn't?
They
It dies. Okay. All right. So
Uh,
that's a thing.
Let me make sure.
You want to flip a coin for whether that was the poisonous one or not?
One of them is poisonous. It died.
How many died?
One died. 2 died. 1 poisonous.
Okay.
Or if they
Okay.
it's their same thing. I have to look this up because it's not clear.
And was that attacks by the smaller ones?
Yes. Okay, this is super unclear, but it's also really a big deal, so I'm kind of like suffering to try to figure it out.
Well, take your time.
Thanks. I don't usually like doing that, but like, everybody
No worries.
might die, so like, you know. All right. The book manages to not be clear at all, so I'm just going to make a ruling. And I'm pretty sure that it just dropped this crazy thing and didn't explain it. So this is my interpretation of it. Those 2 snakes that died because they failed their saves.
Yeah.
And then, of note, 4 total died. 2 of them died because they failed their saves, okay? Or, I'm sorry. What is it? Where's my rolls?
The damage was
1, 2, 3, 4 died. 2 of them died because they failed their saves, okay? One of those was poisonous.
And how many were poisonous?
None of the others. 4 died.
Okay.
One of them that died was poisonous. 2 died because they failed to save the poison. This is why this matters.
Okay, so I have 1 regular and 4 poisonous left then.
Okay. As soon as this happens, and you see this thing like reach down and just like lash into these snakes, and the snake writhes up and starts flopping around and stuff. Some of the snakes are just crushed, and you see snake guts just all out everywhere, you know, and some of them are thrown against the wall and various things and whipped about. 2 of them, they grab them and they're still holding them, and they're still shambling around these like trees, and you can see the snake, which is really ironic and strange, begin to turn into a tree, begin to turn into a plant. And anyways, all that happens.
Okay. I do not want to get anywhere near these things.
Algar's readiness to close to melee has evaporated.
Yeah,
It's gone.
we've got
Magic.
we have a bottleneck here at least, and there's nothing that we see behind us so far, right?
That's right.
okay. The spell Magic Missile should go off at this point, I think. Right?
All right. What are you targeting with Magic Missile again?
We'll get the big one that's near the north, the
Okay.
closest one to us.
Roll for damage.
All right, so that's actually 13 damage. It's plus 1 per dart.
You slay it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm going to call up to Cameron and say, make sure there's none of them getting around behind us if you can. And I gesture to the to our left here. Because there are areas where we could be screwed here, right? Cameron, you don't have to do that, but that's what Flanagan says.
Don't run off by yourself.
I
No,
won't.
Just kind of thinking, like, get eyes on that. Who knows?
All right,
Well,
shall we
what-
roll? Shall we roll initiative again?
What do you do, Cameron?
I do keep an eye out behind my my friends to
Okay.
make sure they're popping up behind us.
All right. If you do that and you focus on that, I will give you a bonus as far as being surprised, you know, and noticing things. So, all right. So you do that now. Yeah. Roll a. Well, first of all, spells. Any other spells this round?
Web.
Very well, Webb. That will get the snakes.
Don't care.
No problem. All right. Roll a d6 for initiative.
Sorry. Well, hold on a second now. Hold on. Let me ask a specific question then. The depth of the thing. Are you saying they're all just amongst each other, basically?
Yeah, this is just
Okay.
a chaotic melee. You will get
Okay.
the snakes.
All right. That's fine. But the depth of it, is it 10 feet deep or deeper?
Oh, I don't
As
know.
far as the melee.
Yeah, you'll get everything. You'll get the snakes and the tree people.
Okay.
You'll get
All right. Okay. Roll. Yes.
Nice. Okay. If you're firing a missile weapon or moving, you can move your token if you're moving. If you're firing a missile weapon, go ahead and announce it now.
Firing a missile weapon.
I am missiling.
What are you all attacking? Matters.
Lock-in-
These are very different targets.
Locking
Big one
is,
in the back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's kind of go around here. So I'll start with Algar.
Slingstone, targeting the guy in the back rank right.
Gotcha. All right, Flanagan.
The same one. This one here is what you're talking about, right? Algar?
Gotcha. With the
Yes.
bow. All right, and Father Bloombad, sling.
Same one. Slingstone.
Gotcha. And anybody else doing any?
yeah, Lockin was shooting at that as well.
Okay, with the bow. And anybody else? Sorry.
I'll do another set of darts. The one on the left. I figure everybody else will have the one on the right fell pretty soon.
Two darts.
Let's go. Can we do the 3 again?
Yeah, you can do 3 darts. 3 darts.
It's-
Your targets are ascending armor class 12. Okay. If that's the case, let's see. I see Lockin. You hit for 2 damage for one of them. And go ahead, everybody else. You can check your dice.
Okay.
Two more.
Rubbish.
Yeah, man, I'm doing well this time.
I see.
One
you.
hit.
Taking the shot.
I do 4 more damage on that one in the bottom right, bottom left.
All right.
Right. Jeez, my left and right.
And I see.
I
you
do not
2
think that my Slingstone will hit. I
Yeah,
can hit
okay.
AC 12.
12 hits.
Oh, it does? Then I do 4 damage.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I see you do 2 to the one up above. All right.
It's actually a 1, not to be a party pooper.
Oh, right.
The missile. Yeah, I got 1 for 1.
And you wanted to just throw 1 dart, right?
No,
I
I was.
Oh wait, no, you just hit 1 dart. That's right. I forgot. Okay. All right. Yeah, all that happens. They are not gonna move anymore, and then melee. So the snakes can attack if you want.
So the poisonous, they're all going to attack these smaller ones now.
Gotcha.
So 4 poisonous attacks on the smaller ones, all individuals.
All right.
And then the 1 regular one also.
Looks like 1 and passes the save against it and does 1 damage. And then that one misses, so they're going to attack the snakes. 2 of the big ones. At 20 and alright, they both hit. They do.
Those snakes have saved our butts.
Yeah.
Summons are very powerful. I'm
Magic
starting to
is
really
so
appreciate that.
powerful.
Your spells are saving our
But then
butts.
without somebody that can fight, magic is useless. So it all kind of.
Yeah, it's true. You need someone to be able to cover the spellcasters.
This thing does not explain this at all. All right. So, I think the snakes will transform into sticks. 2 of them will. And then let's see, there's 6 left. I think 1, 2, yeah, 6
5
left.
One regular 4 poisons.
No, I mean of my little tree people.
Oh,
These little tree people here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit. I think this will probably kill most of your snakes.
yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. And you see them just turn back into sticks. What happens? All right. And that's their turn. Magic.
Web.
All right, you cast web. You do that.
I whisper. I whisper to Algar and anyone else. We need to start carrying. Oh, yeah, we have torches, do we not?
Yes.
Yes. Should anyone use this hard spell on us one day,
Right.
we'll need them.
I assume you just torch these things and kill them.
Oh goodness, yes.
And yes, that would be awesome.
You hear screeching noises. Things burn. But they emit a soft, sweet, pine-like smell as they burn alive.
Purify food and drink, anyone?
No, thank you.
I decline.
Ooh, even Algar declines on this one.
Oh, come on, Algar. I thought you'd be with me.
No, it's. Trust me on this one.
Don't eat. Yeah, no, it was mostly a joke.
I know.
So let's spend a turn or two checking out that alcove. I know you mentioned the flowers, of course, these crystalline beauties here. But is there anything else of note?
Yeah, I put a map in Discord. I see that there's, like, from what I can tell, there's at least 3 areas that there might be exits. So one of them is from that place where all those guys just were.
Yes. Let's be sure and stick together now that combat's over.
So yeah, we'll go ahead.
No, please. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So first thing you want to do is collect all these things, I guess. Hey, first thing we should do.
The first thing we should do is collect the one that's here in the middle chamber, and then move over into the eastern alcove where the beasts were, and collect the ones there and have a look. What else can we tell? I mean, you said there's lots of different flowers and stuff. You know, are they just sort of miscellaneous, or do they have different interesting properties to them? Or
you do a general search of the area.
Yes, I'd like to take at least a turn. I mean, I don't know. That might end up taking 2, depending on what we're doing.
This will take 2 turns or 20 minutes.
I definitely feel like we should.
Yes.
I will.
All right. Cameron and Oren, when you do something like this, or you check a door, or you try to sneak, or anything like that, I roll all of it on my end. Same thing if you try to persuade someone or talk to someone, I roll all of that on my end. So you never know exactly what the result is or what you're dealing with. You spend the next 20 minutes searching the caverns, and I'll show you a few things and tell you what you discover. First of all, you find that these flower-like things have a tough mineral consistency. They're jewel-like in quality. You're certain that you can get 1,000 gold pieces from this one, 1,000 gold pieces from this one, and 2,000 gold pieces from the various smaller ones that are in here that are matured. Bloom are the same type as those, but these are fully matured. I'm wrong. This is wild. This is 6 times 2, 12,000 gold pieces. I didn't make that up. Bill W. wrote that. I did not make that up.
Great. That's the trade-off for finding nothing in the trapped, enchanted, locked chest.
Well, my thought is basically if you got this wrong, these things would have turned you into plants. Like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah. So you find a total of 14,000 gold worth of crystals and gems. These plants. Now, these things are fairly heavy because you've got a bunch of this stuff, right? But you can disperse it amongst you. The only other thing is that there are these brightly colored mushrooms, plants, vegetation. None of the others are singing. None of the others are moving. Despite everything, you can be confident that while your paranoia might be justified, they are. And you check this cavern space here, and you find that there's only one other exit that you can see here. So there's the way you came, the ramp leading up, and then there's this long corridor continuing on ahead.
Oh, okay.
That is the only thing of interest that you find here.
So there's nothing to the northeast. We didn't see everything to the very northeast, but there's nothing. This is the only way out of this entire cavern.
Yeah, I'll move you back up. Okay. So this is this is the most northeastern alcove.
Oh, sorry, northwest. I mean.
Northwest. You guys, I'll move you over there because you didn't see it on the map. But the map is accurate in this case. This is what the northwest looks like. Also an alcove.
Great. Okay. Cool. Got it. All right. So we can continue on from here. I like it.
Yeah, we've got I've got I got 1 web, 1 sleep, and 1 charm person, and 1 fly remaining.
Small arsenal.
So how's this gonna work, Ross? Like we could go back to the inn, the cockroach inn, and then come back here, and make our way here now. I guess, right? Is that how it works, or?
So you've got a couple of options. Magnus wants to return to Caden's Rest because after, if you either go back to Caden's Rest and then choose to delay your journey on next Monday and say we're just going to stay at the inn for 4 days, then he can complete Magnus's Minor Misconstruence, the first crafted spell in the game. Alternatively, you can just be that next week, but you're going to have to go back to Caden's Rest for that to happen. You also will have to go back to Caden's Rest if you want to sell this stuff and make money or use it, or spend it in a shop. So that's a challenge. If you go back to Caden's Rest, you will have to journey overland to get here, including an overland journey that is subterranean.
So we're not going to be able... Go ahead.
Well, I will say that if this spell works the way I hope it will, it could be very useful indeed. But I don't want to deny anybody else the pleasure of a couple of more sessions here, but I'm definitely very anxious to get back.
That's not to say... So there's several different costs here, just to clarify, right? So, sorry, I'm learning your characters' names, but Cameron and Oren, just so you know, we use 1 for 1 time, if you didn't look at the Gazetteer, and that's how Barry Gygax suggests the game be ran, and I found it to be, it works incredibly well. It actually solves all kinds of problems I didn't even know I had, and it works really well. But the downside to that is then everything matters, all your time matters. You only heal 1 hit point per day. So like if you don't have 3 days, you don't, or if you're traveling or if something could endanger you, that's your rate of healing, which could matter a great deal if you have 30 hit points, whatever, right? If you're a wizard and you're trying to identify something, or you're trying to craft a spell like Magnus wants to, you have to go back and in order to do that stuff. And you have to go to, if there's one wizard that knows how to do a thing, you have to go to that wizard to do the thing. I don't know if this is making sense, but you're about 5 days out from Caden's Rest because of both the snow and the underground traveling. So right now we would just end the session, say, all right, you traveled for 5 days, you made it back to Caden's Rest, but then you only have 2 days left in the week before you would begin your next expedition. Alternatively, you can end back at the last one in. So anyways, sorry, I just want to put all that out there.
So I mean, basically the upshot of it is the only way for me to actually get my spell is for us to go back to Caden's Rest, adventure in that vicinity the next time, and then have a full week after that for me to actually do what I have to do to get the spell. So that would mean 2 sessions before we come back here.
Another option is you don't have to adventure with Magnus and just use another
That's
character.
true. That's true.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, fascinating.
I have a question, like a clarifying mechanical question. So you said, so if we don't restart at the Cockroach Hotel, for us to return to the Cockroach Hotel, we have to travel back to it. So we can't, or can we say, like, say we have 2 sessions at Caden's Rest, can we say the next session we want to actually start at the Cockroach Hotel and we start there?
Yes.
Or do we have to?
As long as they're within reason, because an interesting thing is now we're starting to get into, like, it might be 100 miles away. Now we're talking like, okay, maybe we need to make an exception.
Okay.
But within reason, yeah.
So I mean, you could just rule on like a mile radius that we're allowed to
I think it's
jump
gonna be like
from.
100 miles. It's gonna be
Okay, so we can start a session at this Cockroach Hotel. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's gives us.
How does everybody else feel about that?
I'm down with it.
Seems like that this spell is pretty important, so.
I'd like to see the world, see how it's changed over the few hundred years I've been occupied.
It's been colder.
Actually, next session I'm likely not to be able to make it. Actually, I have a work thing I've got to do, so I might be out. I'd say 90% chance I won't be able to make it.
Well then, who's caller next?
Right now, I have it as Father Bloombad.
How would you feel about like seeing what's been going on at like that bailiff and you know
Yeah.
it might be too cold actually. He's probably not doing much,
It's
but
probably
still.
too cold. Yeah, to clarify.
We might.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We might be able to track down another Yeti even.
Yeah.
Or Yeti coats anyway.
Oh yeah, I want a Yeti coat really bad.
Yeah.
I want the spell.
To make like 2.
That'd be awesome.
Now, I by no means am I trying to close off any options, but keep in mind what is this, essentially the extreme cold weather rules, where it's like minus 20 Celsius outside. You basically lose hit points, and you can't get them back until you are at a fire. So especially for the people that are level 1, it can be fatal.
So what's I mean, go ahead, Harry.
I was just, if we go back, they may well level up with this haul that we have.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But anyways, I would present kind of 2 major options: is just return back here, and eventually a good time will come for this spell, and it comes at a cost, or just pick a different adventure and bring along a level 1 adventure that you want. Or you have another level in Rappan Athuk you have not finished the teleport level.
Teleporters. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it does make sense. It doesn't make sense in the winter to be. We've got all this underground stuff. And it's hell in the winter, up above. I do think it makes more sense, even though I'm not going to be here next session, to be down below.
My estimate is it would be especially lethal, right? To venture outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what's on the table?
Take the risk of adventuring outside. That's one, but we're talking automatically losing hit points, trying to find a place to get shelter.
Bad things. Yeah.
Returning here but not being able to finish the spell. Simply using a different adventure. Just leave Magnus and bring along a level 1 of a different lineage, of a different vintage, so you wouldn't gain any of your estate benefits. Roger that. And then the last option would be exploring the teleport level. These are just ideas. I'm not trying to limit any options.
Well, the teleport level would.
But for now, let's take one thing one step. Well, actually, I guess we don't know. Is there any chance that you want to just have Magnus return, but use it? Well, you can't do that either. Well, no. You would return and then come back here with a different adventure, is what would happen. So we've got to figure out the spell thing first. So, yeah.
I'm as you were just explaining, time matters. It matters a lot in this question, because if it's a 5-day journey, then aren't we gonna start like?
It sounds like the spell is the key. All right. So we'll resolve that question first.
It's my key, but I don't know that it's everybody else's key.
Let's do it. So to me, it comes down to one of 2 things: either just using a level 1 adventure while he finishes that, and you go back, and no big deal. Like, you can make the journey in a session, and it'll advance several days. But I don't think anyone else has any big downtime stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. So but either way, it sounds like we should go back. But then either you create a level 1 character and then Magnus stays, or
okay. Well,
it sounds like you should make a level 1 character though.
We can do that, and we'll just have to be super careful because as we always are.
That's what these 2 people are doing.
Yes.
Can I ask another question? Another option? Is it possible, like, I know we say every week, a week has passed, can we just say that we all kind of hang out and do nothing and 3 weeks have passed? So, do you know what I mean? Or do you want us, is it really important to stick to, you know what I mean? Can we fast forward in time?
You would do that in the session, and then you would just like catch up to it. So that's actually, I mentioned that as an option as well. You could say, all right, we're here, but we're going to wait 4 days.
Right.
And then you adventure on the fourth day.
While Magnus does the spell thing.
Yep, it's an option.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to probably be there, so you have to decide.
Okay. So Father Bloombad's the group caller next time, and now we must decide. But it all centers on the spell, and it seems to me, I don't see a downside to taking a level 1 character.
No, I don't either. It's fine.
Yeah. Since that will continue the adventure, I guess I just want to make sure, do people want to keep exploring the caverns?
I love it. I
think so. Without a high-level wizard, we might need to cheese it a couple times, but you guys know I'm not afraid of cheesing it.
Right.
Half the time, you guys have to be like, "No, Richard, don't run. Stay."
Yeah, yeah.
We might get lucky,
You
and
have
then
to
we
be
do.
more careful, like Chris the Older was saying.
You know what? That's super cool. I like that about not just saying we fast forward, because then it's like because right now we just web, but there's the thing with wizards where they have to do downtime for things, and now we're going to be handicapped. Now we're going to have to deal with that. We're not going to have that web spell. I like that it's not always consistent, the support.
Yeah. Well, bring caltrops and oil, and things go horribly wrong. We throw down caltrops and flaming oil, and we run away.
And Oren has sleep, at least.
True.
I have sleep personal, so
nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Worst comes second.
Now, at some point, speaking of downtime, Oren, the rules say that you can exchange spells amongst party members. So, at some point, if you wanted to dedicate, probably it would. I imagine it would take a few days to learn stuff, but.
So, you all spend 5 days journeying out through the caverns and passages back out into the freezing weather. You make it back to Caden's Rest. Oren, you find a world not much different than yours, except perhaps on the far frontier of it. This was the place that the armies of the knights, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but this was the place they were supposed to reclaim. You see a world where you doubt that anything was reclaimed. And this seems like a barbaric frontier to you. And so that's where we'll end the adventure